All right. We'll talk some inside linebackers. Just relax. Roll the intro. What's up, Broncos country, and welcome to another episode of Keep Your Eye on the Ball. We are going to be doing a longer video today because we're going to be talking the draft and inside linebackers. Even though the Broncos did re-sign Alex Singleton and Justin Sternod, including moving Jonah Ellis from the outside to the inside, it still seems like they do need to be able to draft a guy to move into that inside linebacker spot at least down the road. Now, I like presenting all the information possible, and here's what I will say about drafting an inside linebacker specifically just for this season. Once you get out of the first round and once you get past those top tier guys like CJ Allen and Sonny Styles, you're going to be looking at the talent pool getting very, very shallow after the second round. What that also means is that once you get past guys like Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech and Jake Galde, I believe, from Cincinnati, it kind of gets a little dicey on who you're choosing from at that point. So if I'm the Broncos, here's what I would be thinking. I would probably want to use that number 2 on the inside linebacker position. And if you're not able to get a guy like Rodriguez or Golde, then maybe you draft a developmental guy, maybe with your 4th or 7th round picks. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to do my review on 2 guys that I think they could take in the second round, and I'm going to give you 2 developmental prospects that maybe you should keep your eye on. And yes, that pun was intended. I hope you picked up on that. So with that out of the way, let's talk some inside linebackers and Jake Golde from Cincinnati. Now, I have been pretty much enamored with Jacob Rodriguez since I saw him play in the bowl game, but the more and more that I watch Golde from Cincinnati, I mean, the Broncos could do worse. And they have Justin Sternod, so I mean, yeah, they play worse right now. All jokes aside, Golde has great measurables. He's 6'5", about 235, 240. With that length, he is very good at playing passing lanes. I believe he had 2 or 3 interceptions last year from the linebacking spot. Good read and react ability. From what I saw, he has experience playing in like that 4-2-5 defense that Vance Joseph uses the majority of the time. So I think he has a lot of scheme flexibility when it comes to that as well. Because we like to talk pluses and minuses when it comes to the draft, because he is 6'5", I almost think he's a little too tall for inside linebacker. There are times that with his height, he does get stood up by either interior linemen or lead blockers. It's not super noticeable, but if you watch it enough, it does come up in the film. So I still think that he is somebody that would fit in great with Denver, and if they took him in the second round, I would not be mad at that at all. And the other inside linebacker that we were talking about, Jacob Rodriguez, I know that scouts are down a little bit on his measurables. He comes out at about 6 foot and 235. I'm going to tell you right now, Al Wilson was devalued in the draft that we took him in for the same reasons. I'm of the mind that you don't need to be super tall to be middle linebacker. I'm also of the mind that in today's NFL, you're not going to be a primary run stuffer, so you don't need to be 250, 260. But yeah, he is on the smaller side. I don't think it's a big concern. What I do love about Rodriguez is that he always seems to be in and around the play. I love his motor. He has a great backstory. He also seems to have a flair for the turnovers, which I don't know that we got a whole lot of out of our linebackers last year. If the Broncos took Jacob Rodriguez, I would be ecstatic, over the moon, whatever you want to call it. It'd be a great pick. Now, since we're talking about developmental guys, one player that kind of stood out for me would be Caleb Elam's-Orr from TCU. Now, as far as Elam's-Orr goes, I think for having good size for linebacker, I think he can cover a little bit like a strong safety. And in today's game, which is so heavily focused on the pass, I think that's a quality that you have to draft for now. But since we're talking about that, one of the things that I'm not crazy about is he's not a big hitter. And in the run game, he tends to kind of overrun the play a little bit. I don't know if that's something that you can coach out of him. But when you still need to be involved in the run game, even though the run game isn't being as emphasized. And in that aspect, he's a little iffy for me. And the last guy that I want to bring up, which I know is not on anybody's radar, is Landers Barton from Utah. Like Goldie, he is a very big linebacker. I think he came in at about 6'5" and 240. He is athletic AF. So much so that he played some snaps at tight end last year. He is a hitter. Just from looking at some of his highlights, when he hits you, you stay hit. But because he has enough athleticism, he is a project to say the least. He dives a lot at tackles, which is not ideal, especially when you're an inside linebacker. So I think that's something that could be coached out of him. But because Denver has two solidified pieces already at linebacker, I think that gives him a little bit of time to develop. And like I said, he has great measurables and great physical traits. So if you think I'm way off, and maybe my reviews are, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll be sure to reply to you and we'll talk some football there. If you think that I'm spot on, which I normally am, go ahead and leave me a comment and say thumbs up, Adam. Otherwise, keep your eye on the ball and we'll talk to you next time.